looks again like with the camera and then sees the mirror and then grabs the mirror and makes that hurts him. And the other thing is, how did the blood go from right hand to the left hand? Because as he was coming out, as he was coming out the bath, he touched the blood on his forehead with his left hand. Yeah? And then he scraped past the door frame.
God, oh yeah, I'm working, marking your work and not Miss.
Miss is killing it!
I didn't know.
You scraped past the, what do you call it, the door frame.
Yeah,
and if it linked with when he was down at the bottom of the stairs and he had the blood on his right hand, then the blood mark should have been on the door frame as he wiped past. But you made a little mistake with which hand the blood's on.
I'm glad Miss didn't notice some of the stuff in our one. I think that they could do a lot with the story. I think they could do a bit like when
Paris had the blood on his t-shirt and you know it's a...
Yeah.
But we fixed that.
Yeah. Just we wrote a little comment.
Yeah. Just like, look at my t-shirt.
Yeah.
And it worked. You know, I think there's a lot they could do with the story, I think. Do you know, I think each death scene was a little bit rushed. I think. Because for me personally, like, I didn't really understand it was a dream until like right at the end, where it just sort of like, it's like I just felt like it just kept jumping to like Daniel waking up or just randomly just like having an asthma attack in his sleep or something like that. Like I think like you guys had like what was that, like 6 minutes? I think you could have done a little bit more, and you could have made sort of like each introduction to each room a little bit more sort of surreal and make it a little bit longer to try and give us some time to digest the fact that you just killed someone like 30 seconds ago. But yeah.
I think the characters, they weren't like shown what their backstories were. Like, you know, who was who. Like, we knew that Dennis Girl was having a dream, but like, what happened to him? Like, why is he?
How did you turn that way?
Yeah, especially with the character I played, I didn't really know what his backstory was in the film. Like, he was just kind of there, just looking outside the window, and then when he got killed in the forest, it didn't really show much of his character.
There wasn't really like a connection.
Oh, there was just one part where you were looking out the window, like you were like admiring nature and stuff, but like we had we sort of scrapped out. Like basically all the deaths, they kind of go with the personalities, such as how Matthew, he likes to look at himself in the mirror, he got smashed in the head with a mirror. You like nature, you died in the forest. And Rayhan, he likes music, he got him and a guitar.
Yeah, so but the fact that you had to explain it to us, I think you could have maybe introduced
Maybe
each character in a little bit more, give them a little bit more of a backstory.
Like, while he was looking out the window, he could have like been thinking, oh, go pack to get ready to go camping or whatever.
Yeah, I think what the guys are saying is definitely valid. I think, you know, a little bit more to build these characters up, a little bit more story would have got us a bit more emotionally invested in them. I do think that creatively you had a really solid structure that it was hung off of. I think if you had another 2 or 3 minutes in there, you would have been able to perhaps build on that structure and add in more that would perhaps give what's going on a bit more context and therefore a bit more meaning. But I still stand by this. I think it's a really solid piece of work in terms of all of those things.
I like Rayhan as a character.
Rayhan's the guitar there. Okay. Casting. And set and locations and all that stuff. Our feelings about casting.
I do like Daniel's character.
I did like that Daniel's character,
Are you...
I think the use of Daniel's character through us all. Yeah.
I think he was here now.
I was just saying
effectively he is, because he will watch this back. I think it would be really interesting to show this film to people who haven't been in this class for the last 2 years and see how they react to this film. perhaps they will react differently to how we reacted when watching it. Perhaps.
You hope.
There is... When I was watching it, it felt almost like I was watching... It felt like a live-action cartoon. Like, everybody's performance even sort of played into this live-action cartoon. And it had that sort of violence to it that a cartoon would have, like a silliness to the violence that doesn't... I can't quite express it, but even the music and everything, it felt cartoon-like to me, except with real people doing it.
That'd be true friends.
I liked it a lot more the second time I watched it. A lot more. I thought it was fine when I watched it the first time, but I liked it a lot more this time. Yeah. Other thoughts?
The editing was clean at like quite a few points. There were like the jumps, the phase, the graphics, so everything was very clean.
I thought the editing was really tight
Yeah.
most of the way through. I thought, you know, it's not like yours where it's got all the sort of bells and whistles and hyper-realism and stuff, but I thought in terms of the tightness of the editing, everything was great, you know, every shot was on for the right amount of duration. It didn't feel like we were waiting for something or everything, the things were too short. I thought there was some really nice syncing work between the sound and the other stuff there as well. I thought you used the sound really nicely. Any other points? Casting, costumes, sets, locations.
Usama's costume as a killer was actually quite interesting.
Yeah.
Like, he got the whole anime-esque mask with the suit. He looked quite...
I think the red breakdown as well.
I really liked your body language as well as like the
Twitching and stuff.
as the little killer, but it's sort of like sort of carrying yourself like you're about 25 stone, like. So I thought that worked really, really well. What else?
Some of the locations actually were quite well thought out, like the forest scene. Like, because the guy likes forest, he dies in a forest. I thought that was quite cool.
I like his costume as well because he looked like a camper.
Yeah. What does a camper look like?
And he was wearing like a jacket and he was holding like a
Yeah,
sleeve.
like a backpack, and he had a sleeping bag
Um, Lastly, Peel, what connected with you, what you didn't connect with? Anything in there? Any points?
My favourite part was the Matthew's death scene. I mean, because the reason we did it.
Go on.
Well, we weren't originally going to add the bath part, but me and Daniel thought that he came 2 hours late.
So you basically forced him to have a bath in his clothes as a punishment.
Yeah, the bath was full of water, but and we made him do it 5 times. Even though all shots perfect.
Usama has this really
It all shot perfectly.
extreme side that just makes me not want to get on the wrong side of him.
Anything else, guys?
I think the beginning where Daniel mentions that his parents died like 13 years ago just made absolutely redundant. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I don't understand why that was like needed. If there was a little bit more of a backstory, I think that would have been.
Yeah.
I think it's just made redundant.
It just came out with it.
Yeah.
That was like that was the reason for the awkward times at the beginning. Like no one was talking at the first scene.
Yeah, I think the killer should have had a backstory. he just kept coming out of nowhere.
He kept running from the darkness and just running towards the kid.
Indeed. I think, again, there's a lot of things that you could do with it, there's a lot of things that you could change with it, but I think if you were to go back and watch what you made when you started this course 2 years ago, and you think about that, technically, there's a lot of good ideas in there. Could they have been a bit more polished? Could you perhaps have done more with them creatively and technically? Yeah, but I think it's a very, very good piece of work overall. Oh, turn that off. Right. That is that. So what we'll do tomorrow.